What's up, friends? Welcome back to another video. I'm Jen. So I wasn't quite sure what I was going to talk about today, but I may dig a little deep inside myself and talk about my struggles with food, I guess. So it's the day after Easter, and this year's weird because I did not get to spend it with my family. Usually we get together, have a big feast, all that kind of good thing. This year, at home because of the coronavirus, and that's okay. It's fine. We'll get together in the future. I FaceTimed with them. It's all good. Normally, though, in my past, today, the day after a holiday, would be hard for me. And it would be hard for me because I'd be feeling guilt and shame and all these emotions surrounding food. So this video is going to be a little bit different because I'm talking on the food track. Normally I talk about stuff like reality creation, quantum physics, Eastern medicine philosophies, all that kind of good stuff, law of attraction. But today I'm going to talk about food and my relationship with food and how I've kind of come to terms with having a better relationship with food. So when I was younger, of course, I grew up in a house where food was used as a reward system. You know, you got good grades or you had a bad day. You know, it was used for good things, and it was used for if you're having a crappy day, you know, eat food and eat everything on your plate and all that kind of thing that a lot of people go through. But it wasn't until college for me where I started really developing a dysfunctional relationship with food. So, you know, my freshman year in college, I went all out. I was drinking 4 nights a week. I was ordering Chinese food and Pizza Hut and all kinds of things at like 2 a.m. all the time. And I gained weight, of course, you know, as a lot of people do. And then my sophomore year, I kind of did a total 180 where I decided to get healthy. And I would go to the gym 5-6 days a week, and I would, you know, watch my calories. I started a food log and all that kind of thing. But it led me down a path of dysfunction. So I would log my calories. I knew a lot about fitness. I read a lot about it and stuff like that. But at the same time, I didn't, because I thought it was all about calories in, calories out. And you know, what I was eating was not healthy. I was just eating like plain salad, or I'd have like a half a bar or something. I would do like an hour spinning class and burn like a ton of calories, and then I would just eat like a little tiny bar afterwards to get me through, and then I'd have like I don't know, like a frozen meal or something. The goal for me was to get the calories as low as possible. So, you know, oftentimes I would be eating just like cereal or something and getting like, if I was eating like 600, 700 calories in a day, I would think that was a good thing, because in my mind, I was going to lose weight quicker, faster, and look better, right? So this led me down a path and started a struggle with binge eating. And, you know, I would eat good during the week. I would have my calories really low, and then my body, it was craving anything it could get its hands on, and I would either go home for the weekend at my parents' house and fill up on like everything, pancakes and all kinds of goodies and everything I could eat. Or I would end up stealing my roommate's foods because she had like potato chips and stuff like that. Or I would sit alone in my room and just eat like a whole box of cereal or something like that. So, you know, this led down a path for many, many years. And this was probably like over 10 years or something, where it was like on and off binging for myself, you know, where I was really into I was still into fitness, I was working out, but I always had this relationship with food that was not a good one. It didn't make me feel good about myself. So I bring this up because normally, you know, after a holiday, I would always look forward to holidays because I could go all out. I could eat whatever I wanted. I could binge on whatever I wanted, and nobody would say anything. Nobody would yell at me. Nobody would judge me for eating too much because it was a holiday. I could eat all the cookies I wanted. I could, You know, I could indulge. But in my mind, you know, it was always very black and white. So I could indulge, but then all the guilt comes the next day after a holiday, all the guilt. And I'm sure some of you can relate, especially women have this guilt from eating too many calories, you know, and it just starts a spiral. It just starts a spiral because I would feel the guilt and the shame, and I would end up binging again for comfort, okay? And I'd be eating like 4,000 calories in a sitting, and it's just like, I knew what would come after that, and it was just a repeated cycle over and over. And then I would feel like the beginning and the start of the week, I'd have to undo it all by exercising it out, working it out. And this is something that's very hard for especially women to get over, because we live in a society that is so focused on calories and being skinny and looking good or looking a certain way, where we don't want to be judged. We don't want to have some cushion on our belly or something like that. And this sticks with us, even if we have kids or we do have a more healthy relationship with food, it always sticks with us. Some part in our subconscious mind, we have it imprinted. So, you know, we have our conscious mind and our subconscious mind. So the conscious mind is our mind of reasoning, okay? So part of our brain that reasons and logic and helps us make decisions. And then our subconscious mind is everything, our emotions and all our memories, everything we've been through leaves an imprint in our mind, in our brain. So we always kind of have that there. I always have that there, even though now I have I would say I have a pretty good relationship with food where I don't binge anymore. Of course, I'll do comfort eating here and there, but I don't view food like I used to. I don't have a negative relationship with it like I used to. And that's because I gave myself permission to not hate myself for it, to not hate myself if I overate, to not hate myself in general because, you know, I just thinking that I'm not good enough or worthy enough or I don't look good, always comparing myself to other people. And, you know, I'm not saying this to say that I'm better than anybody else, because I'm not, and I still have moments. But what I am saying is that it's something that can be overcome, but it's something that needs to be overcome by looking at those subconscious beliefs you had in the back of your head. Deep down, what's triggering you? What void is food filling for you? You know, for me, it was a combination of not eating enough, where my body would go crazy, everything would go out of whack, and I was just craving everything. And then there was the emotional need. So I was filling the void, filling whatever emotions that food filled for me. So, you know, it just reminded me, being the day after a holiday, of all the times of feeling guilty and shameful and feeling like I have to exercise it out, or I have to even out my calories, and become very obsessive with it. And this is hard to get over, to not become obsessive with the calories, to always feel like you're fighting against society or the fitness industry and trying to get your head on straight. So it led me on a path of just like not liking myself and feeling depressed and all these emotions that initially food filled for me, but it always led to the after effects of the guilt and the shame because of these memories in my head, because of that first time where I felt that way, because I was comparing myself to other people, I'm comparing myself to society, I'm thinking that I'm not good enough, or I'm not skinny enough, or I don't look like the other people around me, or the ones that I want to look, or the ones that I feel like I need to look like to fit in. So really it comes down to a matter of acceptance and self-validation. So the most powerful thing you can do for yourself is learning how to love yourself again. Because if you don't love yourself, then nothing is going to fill that void for you. If you don't find a way to find that validation within yourself, that love within yourself, then nothing, drugs, alcohol, food, gambling, sex, nothing is going to fill that for you. It's going to be a temporary fill. It's going to fill it for a while, but then you're going to be left with that empty feeling inside. So realize that nothing can affect you, or nobody can affect you if you don't let it affect you. It's also about how you not only think of yourself, but how you speak about yourself. So language is key, how you're using your words. So when you're just everyday language, when you're speaking, if you use I can't, I shouldn't, I won't, there's no way, it's not possible, use all these terms for yourself, then what that does, you are by speaking it out loud, you're actually affirming it to your subconscious mind, which is imprinting, and it's making that deeper, deeper, deeper. And it's really just stamping it in your head. If you are verbally speaking about not only yourself, like, oh, I'm so fat, or I can never do this, or I'm not as pretty, or your words have so much power. And I mentioned this in another video earlier in the week, that you can think something, but when you actually say it, when you affirm it to yourself, you are making it more powerful. To love yourself is doing the deep inner work that you need to do to kind of dig deeper inside of you. Find out what's missing in your life, why you feel the way you do, why you don't love yourself, why don't you love yourself, why do you feel this way? Why are these emotions coming up? Is it something because you feel like you don't fit in somewhere, you feel like your self-esteem is very low, or you feel insecure about the way you look, you feel like people around you or friends around you judge you or are going to judge you for being a certain way. So it's about self-love and it's about forgiveness. So anything you've done, if you ate too much, or you did this or you did that, you have to forgive yourself for that. And I know I sound like a churchmonger. You must forgive yourself. But I'm really not. But it's true. You have to forgive yourself. You have to give yourself permission to move forward. Once you stop placing the importance on those things outside of you, or placing the importance on the comparison of yourself to others, and you learn to be okay with just you and being present in you, then that's the moment that you can develop a very healthy relationship with anything, anyone, because you're secure, you're stable within yourself. So it's no longer your brain thinking about stuff outside of you, which is not being present. It's you doing what you need to do to make yourself happy. And if you think that's through food, or you think it's through a substance or something external of you, then you're wrong. Because self-love and self-forgiveness and self-validation cannot be achieved, or it cannot be won by external material things. It can only be won by yourself, within you, because you have it within you. You have that strength within you. So if you become aware of who you actually are on a consciousness level, you're in a body, and the body is going to change over time. We're going to get older. We're going to gain weight, we're going to lose weight. But at the end of the day, we're not our bodies. You're not your body. You are you. So with that being said, I hope everyone has a great day. If you have not done so, please subscribe if you wouldn't mind. I put out a video every single morning. I appreciate you all so much, and I'll see you tomorrow.